Rockstar Games fixed the GTA Definitive Trilogy! That's what I like to say, but I can't really do that. So I did a lot of research, made 5 videos listing 101 problems each. I revisited them after a recent patch, and it turned out that 33 problems were fixed from here, 38 from here, and how many from the third video?
23.
Close but not quite, it's 28. Today I'll show you each fix from that video, and if you wanna see what problems remain, you can watch it after this one. Let's begin with 204. In the initial defective edition, if CJ got hungry, you should have gotten a little notification on the top left signifying that you are losing fat or muscle. This way you would know what's happening and you won't be surprised when you all of a sudden start dying. Well, back then only a small sound played, but nothing appeared on top. Here's the newest update, and what do you know? A feature from the original came back. Not only does it play a sound, but it also tells you about it, as it should. In this parking lot in Vice City on the 3rd floor, we could find a part of the building sticking out. Tommy could just stand in it. I dubbed it the parking lot pimples. Well, these pimples are nowhere to be seen anymore, Tommy will no longer be consumed by them. If you went on a date with a girlfriend, she could invite you for some hot coffee. Once inside, you used to play around, which is shown by the shaking camera. In the initial defective edition, CJ used to be a virgin because you got in just for coffee and nothing else. The screen was not shaking at all. Well, here's the update, the shake is here, and I bet CJ loves this patch very much. Oh boy, okay, so here's a difficult one to explain, so bear with me. I will mesh 213 and 214 into one since they're so similar. So here it goes. In the mission Yaka Boom Boom, you explode a factory. In the defective edition, after you passed the mission, the factory did not look exploded at all. You could see into it, there was no floor, CJ could fall in, the building was completely intact from the outside, and so on. It stayed like this throughout the whole game. Well, now it's kinda weird. The factory appears to be semi-exploded before the mission starts. There are holes outside, there's debris inside on the floor, this garage door is also invisible, but should be here. So the fix comes after the mission is passed. The factory actually gets exploded fully, and also CJ can no longer fall into the void. I'm gonna add this to the fixes, but it's more like a half fix, honestly. Oh yeah, and speaking of half fixes, I'm not sure if this one qualifies. Previously, if the tattoo guy had a hat, that hat did not display on the mirror behind him. It was a vampire hat. Well, the solution to that was to completely disable the reflection behind him. Now, I would personally consider this a downgrade, but I'm also torn about it since it's also a fix. What do you think? I'm gonna leave this here so you can scold me about it in the comment section. Remember how this garage broke before? The garage doors opened and you could enter, but one side appeared to be closed despite it not being closed? It was kinda weird. CJ will just phase through it. Well, this door now fully opens and the texture is proper again. Great fix. We had a funky little fence here in Los Santos. It was elevated a little bit too much in the center and both the fence and CJ would float. Well, here it is after the patch, it's still a little bit funky, but it's no longer floating. Do you know what else is funky? The entrances to these garages. Why is that? Well, because you had no collision. This was a hidden hole. Stepping in this spot will result in a fall, and later on a random teleport. These two garages are now fixed and you no longer visit the void. To do stealth kills, CJ had to crouch, approach the person and then stab them. This was inconvenient since the walking speed of the pedestrian could be faster than CJ's crouching speed. After this patch, CJ can do it while standing up again, just like in the original. Here's a half fix again. When CJ fell off a car and continued walking, he would look down in a weird way. This was a broken animation. Well, here's me doing it again after the patch. If you missed it, it still happens, but only for a split second. The good thing is that he doesn't continue walking like a dummy for too long. The billboard above the Los Santos emanation was pure white for some dumb reason. If you look at it from a distance now, it looks blank, but getting closer reveals an actual picture. It's no longer empty. Tommy could be completely engulfed by this dirt or sand next to the gun spawn location. Well, here's him walking in the same spot and he does not sink in. Whew! This fence did not exist. It looked like it did, but no, it was not here. Well, it does exist now. You no longer fall down here with a car, having to drive away and come back to the bridge. I totally don't speak from experience. No, this has never happened to me. This was a great fix actually. I still cannot believe this, but they completely removed the wind physics from the original. The OG came out 20 years before the defective edition and had wind physics. Well, so many years later, wind physics are back. Everything moves randomly and the world looks more alive. How was this a problem before? I don't get it. The punching bags used to be broken. They did move, but the texture remained in place and CJ would walk into it. Well, now everything works and looks as it should, and CJ can finally work out like a normal human being. Another half fix. Previously when Claude jumped in a puddle, this splash had a delay. It happened a second too late. On top of that, if you look closely, you would see droplets falling into the air. They don't land in the puddle itself. Well, these droplets are completely gone after this patch, but the splash delay still happens. Not much of a fix, but it's better. Jumping 12 positions all the way to 268, here's a fix but also a downgrade. So do you guys remember these manholes emitting smoke in the OG? You do? Well, screw you! They were gone in the defective edition, but the smoke remained in place. This made no sense, of course, since smoke comes out of nothing. So what did they do? Did they bring back the manholes? No, they removed the smoke. Now it's just empty and boring. On the bright side, there's no random smoke anymore, and that's the fix, but it's a lousy fix in my eyes. In the final cutscene of the mission Last Request, Claude seemed to freeze in place just before the cutscene finished. This will no longer happen and he'll continue moving until the cutscene fully finishes. When kissing a girlfriend, that girlfriend's hands would go through CJ's head and shoulders. What you're seeing now still looks like stuff from your nightmares, but at least her hands don't go through CJ and that's a fix. A bizarre glitch from before was how the whole fence was missing this one. It was massive and covered a huge area. On top of that, you could just fall into it. Well, this fence is a fence once again. Crazy, I know. This intersection had some fun key markings. They just did not connect properly and made no sense. Well, look at them now. Funny thing is, they are still here. Take a closer look. They are here, but they're barely visible, so this is a welcome fix. Still, it's a half fix. When exiting out of this safe house in San Fierro, CJ used to walk through a closed door. He just faced through it. Well, here it is again after the patch. Looks great, right? Well, take a closer look, guys. Where is CJ going? What is this? He should be going outside. But is that a bathroom? Why does the bathroom have tiles on every side, even the ceiling? Honestly, I'm tired of these half fixes, guys. It's nice, but if you took the time to fix it, at least fix it properly. Please. In Las Venturas, one of the V-Rock signs used to spin around in the OG. It no longer spanned in the defectives, but here's the patch and it spins again. Woo! Alright, I'm kinda sad about this one. When you bumped into a pedestrian on Fagios, they used to fly away, resulting in some hilarious moments. I loved it despite it being a problem. Well, unfortunately this was fixed after the patch and they no longer fly away. Why did they fix this, man? Fix the damn camera controls on PC, please. Don't touch fun stuff like this. Whatever, next one. This roof did not seem to be connected to the building at all. It was just floating. There's no floatingness anymore, it's all connected and nice looking. These flower beds or tree beds or however you call them at the hospital made Tommy float. This is no longer the case and Tommy makes contact with the ground. When approaching this tunnel from a distance you could always see a massive hole into it. This hole is still here, but it's barely visible now since there's a lot of fog at it. And of course we can see new holes in different places. Honestly guys, I was pretty optimistic and happy after making the last two fix videos, but this one, I feel like half of them were half fixes We had a few downgrades, removal of fun glitches and so on, and not even 1/3 of the problems got a fix or a change. Yeah, I know they can't fix everything, but they had 3 years! A little more work should have been put in. They have infinite resources, come on! What do you think? Am I complaining too much? Should I just take it in and embrace the jank? Let me know below. Stay tuned for part 4, hopefully that one is gonna be better. Thank you for watching and a special thank you to Olavili Kanin Keznaj, Shanpaska, Faith, Monish Puri, Pahir Sastri, Shinte, Bad Boy Hero, Jebediah, Redux, Versetti Gwen, Jim Francescos and everybody else.